you black? Are you educated? Are you broke? Not alone.
Woo! Yeah. Now this how you start a show. Just like this. You feeling me? Okay. Yeah. Pen and paper with a custom flow. When you're blessed like this, you supposed to blow. When it feel this right, now you can't go wrong. Cause we black, educated, and broke. But not for long.
Not for long. Not for long. Not for long. Not for long. Not for long. Not for long. Not for long. Not for long.
Hey, we black and we educated. Topic of the conversation now that we activated. We up and we elevate. It's giving what is given. Forever how we living. Mind on the business, but this knocking like a witness. Like
not for long. 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 Not for long.
Welcome back to Black Educated
Boy,
and
if you don't
Bro.
get your
On my right, we've got
Carlton
the boss
Banks.
lady.
Yes.
Randy O'Cray.
Thank you. I
And
love
on
that.
my left,
You better
he's
be
here.
nice.
Cue the takeover. Already ready to take over.
I'll be nice.
It's Quincy Q.
If you don't know who that voice is, he used to be a regular on the show, but now, at this point, he's a guest.
Ron the
Would you like
Don.
to introduce yourself, sir?
It's Ron the Don here to start some shit, bitch.
No,
New
Ron.
name for the new year.
I kind of enjoyed that. I think that you should do like a little one-two introduction. That was cute.
He reminded me of Kyle Barker when he turned white on that movie show.
I mean, there's that.
That's what it
I think he did that good of a job. But you forgot to introduce my other girl over here. Go ahead.
He gave you that compliment. Let's start over.
Oh, dang.
Let's start over for real. But Ron, we thank you. It's good to see you.
It is, man.
See you since 2022.
I missed y'all.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't tell.
I
We're
did.
moving on. This is not a
Jeez.
clean show. I'm cussing in 2024.
Oh, dang. I thought it
On
was
air,
clean.
not
Finally, we get the real mic.
Yeah, I've been
Thank
real
you.
nice.
This
But
the mic you get
it's so
around this
good to
family.
see you. Yeah, this the mic you get in the kitchen and drinking
Yeah.
liquor and everything.
At the lake,
else.
everything.
But yeah, we
man.
got a new format. We have we're in season 7, episode 1 of Black Educated and Broke. We didn't come back Happy New Year like all the rest of the shows do because we don't have to do
We
that.
ain't gotta do that shit.
We are a little different.
We don't stop.
So we have kind of changed our format a little bit. You've heard a lot of people behind the microphone, and it's been real. And appreciate all of them. The one person I really give the most credit to is our creator, one of our creators, and that's Maya. Maya's doing her thing
Yes, she
in
is.
Atlanta,
Always
working
showing
hard, booed up. So we talked to her, we wish her well. We've had a lot of people behind the mic, and so the format has now changed. You will hear your co-hosts and our leaders of this show flying the ship, as Tom Joyner used to say, as Randy O and Q, the takeover. Give them a round of applause, Ron.
Yeah, there you go. Make yourself useful.
And now we have our I don't know, you got so many titles, but Indy with the T, you've heard her voice, you've heard that name, but I mean she handles our digital, she is on the mic, she'll drop some knowledge, HBCU grad, and she's killing it in Atlanta, just like Q and just like Randy. If you see her behind the scenes on our social media pages, Indy with the T, welcome to 2024 Black Educated and Broke.
Hey y'all, excited to be here.
Yes, and she's one of our main correspondents. So Indy be in these streets, honey, okay?
On the scene.
And I do just want to say, along with this format, now we have our producer, Mr. Mike B, okay? Well, let me tell y'all, as soon as we got in here today, baby, he got us
This
taken
nigga
up.
cracking the whip today.
He was like, you need to get over there. You need, oh, yes, sir, okay, all right.
It's time. Season 7. It's
That's
season
a long
7,
time.
and we've met. And so to be transparent with what you call my classmates,
Yeah.
we got to let them know, like, okay, if they want us to change, we got to change.
Period.
I like it.
And so we're doing.
I feel like we're ever evolving though.
Yes.
Like we
Always.
haven't stuck to one thing. Not that we needed to, but we just keep improving.
Absolutely.
And I'm with it.
Our resident comedian. Now that is not gonna change.
Oh Lord.
We put it to a vote. That's
It's
not
crazy
that's
looking
not
here.
gonna change. I met this dude at the Atlanta Comedy Theater and opening up for 2 OGs in the business.
You said it wrong. You guys said the Atlanta Comedy Theater.
Atlanta Comedy Theater.
Hey.
2024 has started off. We're not gonna do her like that.
My bad, man. We love you. That's still funny. Matter of fact, I'm gonna watch it tonight.
That fired that all back
Fired
around.
it all back up. But I met this young guy, man, this brother at the Atlanta Comedy Theater. Like I said, opening up. It was about 3 or 4 openers or features or whatever you want to call them. But they were opening up for 2 comedy OGs. Y'all know I love stand-up. Doodoo Brown and Thea Vidal. And so of everybody that hit that stage, I yawned, except for when this brother hit the stage. I ordered me another drink when he got up on stage.
Mike ain't talking shit though. Like we know funny people.
Yeah.
Like being funny and being a stand-up comic is not the same.
It ain't.
Like you can be funny with your family, they're gonna laugh, they love you. But to be able to stand up, fire jokes in front of an audience, it takes a certain cadence, a certain skill, and a certain intelligence.
Yep.
Like comedians to me are a different breed of people. They're incredibly smart, most of them.
Yes, say most.
Most of them. I ain't gonna say all of them. Most of them are incredibly smart, and the mindset that they have with life is a totally different perspective. And I've seen him do stand up, and I'm sorry, it's funny.
It's very
It's
funny.
funny as shit.
Well, I appreciate everybody for coming to the show. Steve Harvey robbed me. Brandon T. Jackson got diarrhea in my car. Let me stop. I appreciate y'all for coming.
Where you get your ass?
Katt Williams.
Yes, my hair is 19 inches with no perm.
With no perm. Oh,
Oops.
what you want to come run? No,
Run your gnarled
fingers through?
Yo, I'm glad to be back in here, man. Season 7, episode 1, man. Y'all still doing the damn thing. I appreciate y'all for inviting me back. I'm back. Let's keep this show rolling. Mike came here cracking the whip, like Randy said.
Yeah,
I just hope you keep doing it, because like this is equivalent to people going to work out the first of the year, and then after that they stop. So I hope you keep crapping that whip. You hear me?
We got to. We got
Right.
to. This show has done numbers. We have done absolutely, and the guests we've had.
Y'all had a lot of guests.
And I think
Dope guess.
we ended 2023.
Mute your phone.
Perfect.
Whoever phone is going off, please mute it. Thank you so much.
This is still a black show.
Oh, it is?
Yell at yourself.
Out my phone.
Oh, so it's coming
Hey,
from over
hey,
there.
hold on. Can we take a moment real quick though, and acknowledge the fact that Randy apologized immediately.
I always
She saw a mistake. She said, "My bad. Hey, I'm fucking with it." New Randy.
You got to listen.
Anyway.
Now, me and Randy, we do another radio show in Athens, and so I mess with her all the time. But remember, we hosted this event, me, Q, and Randy, and we found out that she was a police officer. And then we found out she got shot as the police officer.
Sad days.
And then so we started back off when we got back to hosting the event after the movie, the Q&A, and to acknowledge the cast. I just asked the question, like, who shot the sheriff? And little behold, a month later, our co-host, she works for the sheriff's office in Georgia.
She was destined to be a pig. It's just what it is.
We're not listening to those
She
pig comments.
apologizes. She don't cuss no more.
Shout out to Cobb
She
County
don't
Sheriff's
drink no
Office.
more.
You don't cuss
She
or drink no more?
indulge
I definitely
no
drink,
more.
but I don't smoke anymore.
Smell.
Randy is one of them people. It's like get along or get on. Like she is not gonna ruffle the feathers of nothing, even if she don't agree. You know what? Do your thing.
You gotta play your cards. That's how you have a successful life, you know. So, anyways, welcome. No, but real talk though, like just a sidebar with that. You know, I did have like a good conversation with them, just trying to see what they thought about how I am, because it's a whole other world. Everybody's so stern and strict. But now they're getting to know me, they cracking jokes, talking shit, and they really made me feel good today and felt like since you have came apart, you have changed the morale. Like, we appreciate you. You make us want to talk. Before, we didn't want to talk to media. So I'm like, okay, these are from the colonels, the upper up. So I'm like, I'm making a difference. That's all that matters.
Absolutely.
Making a difference.
Absolutely. I gave you a shout out before, so I'm going to shout it out in 2024 because Cobb made history to have a black sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And he is really out to make change and not be somebody who just wants to be a bold ass police officer.
Okay, that's
He
Yes.
is really about change
And he the
in
bruh.
the community.
So,
Oh, God.
We do not do anti-cop discussion anymore here.
Anymore.
no, it'd be some cool cops that's the bruhs, man. But as a person, a civilian, I
Yes.
understand there is a fine line with that, but I respect whatever anybody does.
Yes.
I don't always agree with it, but I respect it.
I'm not about to get arrested by nobody that twirl a cane. I know that.
I don't blame you.
Okay, to being a cop. Shout out to the newbies in the building.
Ain't no noobs in here.
I mean, shout out to the, I said in the building.
You did say in the building.
Shout out to the noobs that's listening.
Oh, boy.
I love
Come after
them.
me.
I love them, sorry.
Well, this is our new format. So we wanted to make sure that people understand in season 7, this is who you're going to hear. You're going to hear a lot of other people interviewing. We got guests coming throughout the year, so make sure you enjoy. But we had to come back after King Day right. I want to come back right. I didn't want everybody to come back after New Year and they start with their bullshit because I was waiting on Jess Hilarious to be the new co-host of the Breakfast Club.
Is she?
Not according to them.
Not according to them.
Not according to them.
She made an announcement.
She did.
She made it.
Okay.
Wait a minute, she was capping?
Hey.
We gotta get right into this Just Hilarious news. So give us the full background.
Give us the mess, just with the mess.
That was her
name,
Jess
yeah.
Hilarious. You know, she was one of about 4 co-hosts, 2023, that were made. They had a lot of people come in and guest
Her
host.
E. Duchess.
yeah.
Erica Duchess was one of them.
Who?
Erica Duchess.
Who was Erica
She was
Duchess?
with T.I., the Ha Mafia, the girl that's always with Clay and T.I. and Lil Duval.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's informing us. We don't know, but now we know.
You got to be funny to be on my radar. Keep it
God
going.
Here we go. Here we go.
But
Mine's a tough critic.
I am a very tough critic of comedy,
Very.
but I like Jess Hilarious. Jess Hilarious has stood on the 10 toes down on the things she says and does.
Except for when Sexy Red came up there.
Hey, listen, she said what she said too, and
She
didn't
act like
back
she
down.
didn't remember.
She didn't back down. I mean, if she said it, but you know, as a radio show host, because Charlamagne the God is king of this. Hey, you can't back down.
No,
Whether
you
you
can't.
said it or
Right.
not
Stand
said
on
it, it's still your show. So I appreciate her, but she's one of many guests between her, the young lady you just missed, and Claudia Jordan, just to name a few. And so during the holiday season, she announced that she would be the new co-host for the Breakfast Club. So when they got back from the holiday break, there was no Jess Hilarious on the air. And so literally right before King Day, they addressed it and was like, you know, they didn't know. They're trying to figure out, you know, we had all these hosts during 2023 and they still don't have a co-host.
They thought it was just going to be a rotating thing. They didn't know they were actually looking for a permanent spot, at least not that soon. They wanted to do at least a year-long search, see who was going to fit in, and then, you know, try to make
That's how I did with Kelly and Regis. You know, I used to watch that show. They had all the people come in and finally they chose Michael Strahan, and they did it for a little bit. So I get that, but I definitely thought that she was a part of it, so that's kind of embarrassing. So as a comedian, should she make like a bit about that? Like, oh, I thought I was chosen, but I guess I wouldn't. Like, how should she handle that?
There's no way to handle that. You capped, and they called you out on it.
Syndicated radio.
And then she wasn't there to defend herself, which rightfully so. But it's like you ruined the deal because what if that was supposed to happen and she wasn't supposed to say nothing yet, and they like, well, you fucked it up. You know?
Okay, that's a good point. I didn't think. Well, we got
because remember Tyrese did that with Dr. Dre. Remember Dr. Dre sold the beats, and then like
he
was like, I'm a billionaire.
Yeah,
I didn't know this.
Dr. Dre sold beats for $1 billion, and then Tyrese was like, "Yo, the first black billionaire type stuff," and then they cut the pay. They took like $250,000 from that.
Damn.
Because of Tyrese running his mouth.
Yeah, they were hanging out, and he told Tyrese, and then Tyrese went live and started talking about it on the internet. But the deal hadn't been done, and freaking Jimmy Iovine lost his shit because he fumbled it for him. They recovered handsomely, but it wasn't what it should have been.
So the message for 2024, ladies and gentlemen, is like, you know, just wait. Like, you ain't got to be so quick to share your blessings or all of that. Just be quiet. Wait for the ink to dry till it's official. Then come out. So
Lil Wayne said it best. Real G's moving silent like lasagna.
You
lasagna moving silent?
There's no
the G and
New Year, same whatever.
I'm like, what? What else is trending, y'all? I know some other stuff going on.
It's 2024. Katt Williams.
Oh, yes, I enjoyed him. So that's my fellow Virgo brother.
In the building. I am here to air out anybody who wants to be aired out.
50 million views right now.
More than that.
It's more than
Right after King Day, we hit 50 million. I'm just talking about the main views. It's a lot of statistics behind it because they got the audio play. It's so many play. But I think officially the first video has hit 50 million views,
which is
right after King Day.
I appreciate his openness, you know. I mean, everybody trying to come out and say he capped about some stuff, but I just felt like he had too much for it to all be capped, personally. So I I do love Katt. I kind of feel like he maybe was attacking a little bit, but I feel like speak that shit, get it out, be truthful, and I'm just ready to hear more of the follow-ups. I did see Kevin Hart's follow-up, which now I'm like, well, damn.
Everybody
Who was lying?
Nobody's been able to come out and say Katt is lying.
Nobody.
Who said he was lying?
And it's opening the floodgates. The more everything he said.
He said it.
Who said he was lying?
My boy Short Man I just talked about, Kevin Hart, said he's lying. He said he was capping.
He said he's lying?
He said he's capping. He said that in the Breakfast Club.
That's like, instead of saying, you know what, Randy, I'm sorry, that's like saying,
are you
my
talking
bad.
about an old interview?
No, he just dropped that.
I did see the interview, but I didn't see what he said actually, but I did see that it's a new recent interview.
The funny thing about that interview was, like, it's like, you know how an interview's supposed to start. They're like, welcome to the couch, Katt Williams. Steve Harvey's a liar. I'm like, damn, you gonna start off like this? Ricky Smiley's lying. It was so much. The Chris Tucker one had me rolling. He was like, have you ever had a grown man give you a nickname like Christmas? Me neither. I'm like, yo.
He was wearing their asses out.
Fire.
So did you believe, like, as a comedian, like, what was your thoughts on that?
I mean, hey, we don't all get along. I mean, it's so many comedians. Only like 7 of them don't get along. They make it seem like none of us get along. We get along. We do.
Okay.
Some of us may favor others more than I put up with a lot of shit. Like I work with a lot of unprofessional, work with a lot of professional people. But I mean, Katt, he just beasts with 7 people.
Have you had any of your jokes stolen?
Of course.
I figure that's kind of normal, huh?
We can't trademark that. I mean, if you hear it, whoever gets the TV first, that's who it belongs to.
When was Kevin on The Breakfast Club again?
Let me
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, let me go.
It's not the old one with him and Tiffany Haddish.
That's the last time he was
That's
on. That was
like
years
5
ago.
years
Yeah,
ago.
Oh my God, I thought that was like just
No,
recent.
not super old. The only thing that Kevin's been on since then was the football show. And he talked about his basketball show.
NBA.
Yeah.
He talked about it, but he ain't really talked about it. That's what I'm saying. Nobody's actually come out and been like, listen, Cassie.
What about
You
Fonz? Didn't he
you
face
can't, you can't just say Katt's lying. You gotta say, yeah, fat Faison lie.
Faison said he came out and said something.
I don't listen to half the shit. Faison
Wow, what's wrong with Faison?
He just be
He
talking.
just be talking shit.
He don't be talking about it.
Such hard
Faison
critics.
keeping a name for himself. That's
Right.
what that is.
Yeah, fat Faison lie.
The only question I had was, and like I said, for a comedian, was for the earthquake thing. But like I said, nobody just came out and
Bro,
said
like that was a straight bullet out of nowhere.
Yeah, like damn.
Earthquake.
Wonder why he can't act, cause you can't read. He's illiterate. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, he was.
Well, you gotta
He
we got
gave
no
him
hands.
his credit. He said, basically it was long overdue for Earthquake. Earthquake is another one. 30
Legend.
years
Big time legend.
and don't miss. Earthquake don't miss.
don't miss.
That's quite funny.
When he was on Everybody Hates Chris, oh my gosh,
man.
it was funny. Earthquake was hilarious.
What's for dinner?
Yeah, I ain't got no problems with nobody. Everybody make more money than me. I ain't got no problems with none of them.
I know
Like,
that's
let them
right.
do what they do. That's rich talk. That's rich people problem.
I mean, but you kind of know some of that stuff was kind of true, right? You got an idea. You can tell us what the kind of truth is, yes?
He's correct about who he said was an asshole.
Okay.
Steve's an asshole.
Okay, I
Steve
can
is.
believe. Yeah.
I've heard that when I worked in radio back home,
Yeah.
and he was on the syndication, and he cussed this girl out and talked bad about her mama. Like Steve,
Did he?
oh yeah, Steve like that. Like that's why when Katt's not even Katt, but when I hear things about Steve, off
You
rip,
believe
I'm
it.
like Steve.
Well, you know, we had that sit down with Monique. I figured like that whole sit down he had with her, and he pretty much like, this ain't a person. This is about business. This is about money. Which pretty much like, if someone forget your feelings, girl, I'm trying to cash this bag, and he didn't really
That's all it's all
apologize.
about, yeah.
But you
So-
hear a lot of comedians, if you follow Don D.C. Curry, has a
He was on the
podcast
show.
or whatever he
Yeah,
has.
that's at Uptown. Yeah.
But so he does it at Uptown Comedy Corner in Atlanta. But he's been on Pierre's show to talk about his fallout with Steve.
The
and
toupee
then-
shit.
The toupee, yeah, talking about he had a joke about Steve with that, a couple other things. But he said, according to Don D.C. Curry, that Katt told him that I guess they were in a mall, and Katt was with his kids, and the kids
Yep.
was like, "Yo, that's
Wanted the
Steve
autograph.
Harvey." They wanted the autograph, and Steve, being Steve, turned them down.
Oh.
And the only person I ever hear that mirrors that of Steve Harvey, and these are your bros, Ricky Smiley.
Yeah.
And I know he called Ricky Smiley. I don't like Ricky Smiley for other things. Him lying about the part, I could care less.
Yeah.
But that was just his issue with him. But he mirrors Steve in a lot of non-respect for a lot of people. when people made you, but if you didn't have the support of the people who have followed your career, have bought tickets, who have purchased stuff, you wouldn't be where you are. All right, you can give God all the credit, and that's for the Christian side of people, but on the business side, like if they didn't buy that ticket, you wouldn't have it.
Let me turn my live off, because I'll tell you everything. No, you're right, because Steve and Ricky are the same person. They love the church, they got the church crowd, but they'll cut your ass out in a heartbeat. Ricky, he kind of hates his crowd. Ricky don't like hood niggas. He don't. That's his crowd.
Yeah.
Gold tees, sagging pants, like they love Ricky.
They
do.
do.
I seen him cuss somebody out for them sagging their pants, but Ricky, he don't like pictures. He don't like none of that.
No, he got me a
Yeah,
Clave.
he don't like
I
pictures.
tried to take a picture of Clave. Listen, first of all, he told me no pictures, but I was blew out, so I really didn't hear him say no pictures, and I still was taking a picture. But he didn't get on me like that. Like, I kind of diffused it, but I just stood up like, hey, okay.
So basically, if you're not a celebrity, he taking pictures with all kind of people.
And with Steve, I got a cool homeboy that came to town. He was running into everybody while he was here. He was like, yo, there's Steve Harvey over there. Yo, introduce me. I'm like, I don't know this nigga like that. And he's like, no, just come over here with me. I'm gonna give him my card. I just want to say I gave him my card. I'm like, bro, this ain't gonna go the way you want it to go.
You already knew, trying to warn him.
I walked over there with him and I stopped. I stopped and let him keep walking. I just wanted to watch. Steve was getting on an elevator. He walked up to Steve. Hey, Steve, I'm a big fan. Yo, I'm a comic too. And handed Steve his car. Steve backed up and let the elevators close in this dude's face. I'm like, nigga.
That's brilliant. That's a stand up right there. That's the whole bit.
You can tell when somebody's crushed. My boy crushed.
I bet that is so rude.
Especially if you like somebody. Like, I feel like as a celebrity, as a celebrity, like if that was me, like I'm taking the time. Like if I'm in a rush, it's one thing. I'll at least speak, say, hey, I'm in a rush. I gotta go. Nice to meet you. If you got your camera out, quick photo, keep it pushing. But to just blatantly disrespect people because of your status, like that's wrong. Yeah. Like you got there from these people.
Yeah.
Bro, it's just like the thing I applaud from that happening was like how precise the elevator doors were. I be pressing elevator doors. Close. That shit will never close. That shit closed for this nigga. I'm like, yo, and he just backed up and perfect, just ding. I'm like, yo. So I walked up to my boy. I'm like, so what have we learned? He couldn't say nothing. I'm like, I told you not to approach this nigga. I told you that, but you did it anyway. So that's what you get. That's exactly what you get.
That's a lesson, man.
I mean, but they're assholes. Even Cedric's cool. I met Cedric.
I met him too. He's really nice. His daughter went to Langston.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Chris Tucker's cool. Like everybody. Faison was cool when I worked with him. So I mean, whatever Katt had a problem with, like that was some shit that was before me. I wasn't there.
All the niggas on Friday got a problem with each other. That's
like even I feel like Mike Epps and Katt, they cool.
Yeah, they are.
They both don't like.
They are now.
Oh, they was.
They weren't cool.
Yes.
Oh, they was beefing?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm glad they let that stick because they both were successful. But it was one other person I was going to ask you about. I think it has slipped my mind now, but it was with the whole Katt situation. Nevertheless, I think he's probably got a stand-up that's going to be coming soon. I look forward to it. I do want to see what's going to happen after all of this, but I like Katt. I respect it.
Sold out.
Right, exactly. Sold out.
So let's move on to other stuff that's going on. And Mike, maybe you can speak more about this. I want to kind of talk about the political space since it is the year. We'll be voting
Election
this year.
Yes.
Okay, on a president or whatever.
Old ass white people.
Here y'all go.
I mean, listen, I'm slick really thinking about this independent route because, I'm not really feeling Biden or Robert F. Kennedy. I'm just
independent for what?
He's independent?
Yeah, he's running independent.
I didn't hear the third name. So
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm thinking about running the independent route. I'm going to run with him. Maybe. We'll see because I'm not really feeling Trump and Biden. But talk about what happened with the Iowa caucus and Nikki Haley talking about she's not a racist or some stuff.
Well, let's just start. Trump did win the Iowa caucus. That was expected for the Republican Party. So it's no secret there.
Yeah.
I don't know what people are expecting. The conservative, Trump conservative party is what I'm calling it now. He will have the nomination. It's the Trump conservative party, and he will get the nomination, and the vote is going to be tight for a lot of people. I know you have a lot of two-sided. I call them two-sided Democrats who they just want you to vote Democrat, vote for the party. Then you have the other side who take a little bit of time to kind of explain the rundown of the Biden-Harris administration and what has happened because we continue to always stay on this federal thing when it comes to election time, but you still have to have places where you still need federal judges. Federal judges are not just the Supreme Court. Is not just C.J. Jackson. It's not just her. Yeah. It's not just Clarence Thomas. You have to vote federal judges in also on your state level, and so election time is going to be what it is, and it's going to be the Biden-Harris ticket for the Democrats. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. There's no challenge there.
How in the hell are you running for president and you and Young Thug got the same RICO trial? Goddamn.
Exactly.
That's so sad.
Because
my girl Fanny.
nobody cares about that. Listen, I can't feel sorry for her, especially if she did that shit. If that's true, that she really did that, and she's in the position that she's in, I don't feel sorry for her. I don't feel sorry for you niggas who try to come at... Yeah, I said it. I don't feel sorry for you niggas who looking to stand up against anybody, white folks or not, and you doing two wrong things at the same time.
You're pushing us further back.
Yeah, man. Now, exactly. That ruins the credibility for us, in my opinion.
1,000%.
What does it ruin?
Well, so okay, for us it might not seem like you're ruining because we'd be like, damn, nigga, you fucked up. Who's next? Who gonna get them? Yeah. But in their eyes, looking. And when I say their eyes, I mean like the white people or Republicans looking over at a black person who's bringing charges or trying to uphold any law, it ruins the credibility. All they're going to do is, if you watch a Fox News, they're going to just run you through the mud and say, this is exactly what we're talking about. They didn't have nothing. This person was doing illegal stuff too. Now look at them. And all it does is shift the... Before y'all start running with narratives that are just not true.
Yes. Come on, you got it black and educated, okay? We here to educate you. Marlon, you was going to say something?
No, I was good. I mean, what he was saying with Biden and Kamala, I mean, I was about to turn into Dr. Umar real quick.
Oh, listen.
You cannot let a white man run this country with our beautiful black sisters. Fellas, wake up. We do not do the snowmen out here.
I thought you was going to call her a bad witch. That's where I thought you was going with Dr. Umar. That's where I thought you was going, but my bad.
Either way, she gets 30,000 lashes for
30. That's 30,000
unbecoming.
That's true.
Mike, did you want to weigh in on that at all?
Congress passes a fiscal 2024 defense spending bill. And that is the problem that in our community, the lack of intelligence. You all had great responses, and Indy hit it on the head about being local. But the president can only offer what they offer if your congressional people pass the bill.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so student loans were supposed to get passed, but it didn't get passed.
Yeah.
Right.
It was struck down. Congress, and the president tried, because now he's working on another bill. If we too busy watching Dr. Umar on YouTube, and I'm saying it not to be funny, but that's what we do. We too busy watching him on YouTube, but we're not watching anytime Congress meets on C-SPAN.
Yeah, you gotta watch C-SPAN.
And it's you can get it the same way you get YouTube. And so you got to be able to know what Congress is passing and who does not vote for what bill every time that bill comes across the floor. Every time that is the hate crime bill.
Yeah.
Plenty. I think one of the representative Benny, is it Benny? What's Benny last name? Out of Mississippi.
It's on my
Black dude. But when I say he has brought that bill up several times, it does not pass out of Congress. And the House has been controlled by the Democrats. But one of the problems has been Mitch McConnell as the Senate Majority Leader. He's still alive. He just pausing every time.
Listen, when he had that stroke mid-speech, I was like, what is going on? Somebody, reset. Unplug him. Turn them on. Turn them back on.
I'm like, oh my God, he's having it.
Sad for what, Randy? Do you understand?
I mean, I get who he is as a person. He's still having an ailment.
Yeah, that's what I used to do. No, Randy, you got to understand.
I get him as a person, but I'm just saying this is his health. Him having it, that was just sad to watch that.
Why? He don't give a damn about you.
I don't want to see anybody have a stroke live on TV. That's it. Like I
don't feel bad for people who have systemically done things against us the whole time they've been in their seat. Absolutely not. I don't feel bad for them. They really should have term limits like the president and other things, man. Ain't no reason no 80, 90-year-old person should be running it because you know why? Because they closer to living around the civil rights era than any of us are. They lived through all of that, and they still have them same ideals, man.
White and black.
White and black.
I am so ready. James Clyburn, I had through the grapevine, was going to retire once we put President Biden and Vice President Harris in office. Representative Clyburn, 80-plus years old, really good friends with the late John Lewis. These guys rode the buses together when they were doing the sit-ins up and down and all across the South. Now he is a congressman and been in Congress since Representative Lewis was in Congress, representing South Carolina. He's 80-plus. Mm-hmm. His wife is gone. At this point, you need to be home enjoying these grandchildren and these great-grandchildren.
You could be a greeter at Walmart.
Exactly. But without him, it's like you said, this part right here, without him, you don't get that vote in South Carolina of all those black people who will put Biden and Harris back in the seat. Exactly. Or you get, again, 4 more years of Trump, not knowing who the hell his vice president is going to be. Because there won't be Mike Pence. They keep talking about DeSantis. I don't think he's not going to leave Florida for a VP job.
He wants to be president.
He wants the presidential job. He's not going to leave it for a VP job. Only to get thrown under the bus 2 years in because he's going to do something that Trump won't agree with.
It's going to be a wrap.
It's Trump. It's going to be a wrap. But you got to go on the congressional level and you got to read every last bill that come across that floor. You think it didn't hit the floor. It hit the floor. Wasn't voted on or it got voted on. The no's outweighed the yeses. Bill doesn't get passed, and we're sitting around listening to people on the Breakfast Club talk about what's not being done for black people. You said what affected me personally. It didn't affect me personally because I live in Georgia. Mm-hmm. Now, I do have a Republican governor, but that Republican governor has done more than any of the last 2 Republican governors.
He's been a pretty good governor. Shout out to Governor
Nathan Deal, at the end of his term, decided to have a partnership with the city of Atlanta and open up ports in Savannah. Sonny did absolutely nothing other than Roy Barnes and the late Zell Miller. We have had nothing until our governor right now of Georgia. Okay. Kemp has done way more than the last Republican governors.
Yeah, one day, because I feel like when I came, Nathan Deal might have been his last year. So Kemp must have started like in 16, became governor like in 2016?
2018.
2018.
Stacey Abrams and Kemp.
Okay, that's right. That's right.
One thing I do appreciate Kemp for doing was when gas get high, he signed that bill.
Baby, he signed it.
I'm like, please drop that gas.
But all his state employees now are receiving raises because of the influx of what is happening in Georgia. And it's not your tax dollars. We are paying taxes. Yeah. But if it wasn't for the movie industry, which is run by a black man in Georgia, we wouldn't have a lot of this stuff. When people love to visit Georgia for whatever reason. And it's not just the metro area, but they come to Georgia and they spend money, which allows Georgia taxpayers to get these tax breaks. A lot of places, we talked personally on the phone about, we had a meeting about paternity leave.
Oh, yeah.
There is no paternity leave in many states.
I had never heard of that in Texas.
But now you're getting maternity leave at corporate companies, and then what Governor Kemp did for the state, because with state employees, including educators, while everybody else worrying about these big-time comedians fussing, educators, you ain't made it on that level, and I don't think you'll sell your soul either, what he said about
he ain't wearing no dress.
Okay, so you ain't... if you put on the dress, I wouldn't be mad at you. Martin did, and I don't have no problem. So at the end of the day, but educators don't get it. Educators have to pay into short-term disability in order to get the finances. But we keep talking about on the federal level. When they pass federal laws, federal employees get it. They're trying to show you, hey, when I pass this bill as President Biden, my federal staff, these federal employees, if you work for the Dr. Martin Luther King Center for Nonviolence, those federal employees get the benefits. But because you bitching and you watch YouTube and work for McDonald's, you're not going to get it. And it's just what it's going to be. But that comes back to your local government and who you are voting for. When you say you're not going to vote for the president, you ain't got to click that button. But I suggest your black ass read down the rest of that list and you got to vote. Teachers pay into short-term disability. So there is no maternity leave for teachers. If it wasn't for the governor, some teachers would not have a few weeks because they don't have the money to even pay into short-term disability, which takes out their check. So if they don't pay it, you don't get the time. The governor said at least the state can at least give you 3 weeks. A lot of states are not doing that. With Republican leadership. So you got to know who you voting for. You got to know the difference between the conservatives. You got to know the difference between the Republican. You can listen to all these folk talk all you want to, but if you're not going to read and let somebody else talk for you, you're going to be in the same situation. Then you're going to be sitting here talking about some what that this AKA and this old 80-year-old white man do. They've done a lot, whether you agree with it or not. But your local level, you better get your ass up. You better put your eyes on some books and understand what laws are being passed locally, on a statewide, and federally. But you asked my opinion, I had to give it.
Yes, Mike B. Okay, you better drop the
I
line.
think I get a month of paternal leave for my job.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
not a lot, but it's not happening under a Republican leadership, but a Republican party that does not agree with my new name for the conservative Trump party. They don't agree. The only time they do is what a lot of Democrats do. We come together at the end. Or what black folk do when somebody gets shot. We come together in a moment. But those Republicans are not on the same level as those Trump conservatives. They are not January 6th white folk here in Georgia. It's just not what it is.
It's different.
Not at all.
All right, I love when Mike B giving that knowledge. Okay, listen, I'm for all of that. Look, we got to be informed. And for those who like maybe you're not very more apt to pick up a book or look online, like sometimes conversations like these are very helpful. You know, so you can at least be more knowledgeable. But I do like you gotta look up the stuff for yourself.
Listen,
because you can
Roland and Umar don't live in your city. They live wherever they live. They get on there and they can only speak from a national level because they are speaking to black folks on a national space. Roland is a D.C. resident who grew up in Houston. Ain't a damn thing Roland Martin or Dr. Umar Johnson can tell me about the city of Atlanta. I tell you, anybody that live in the city of Atlanta, if you lose Andre Dickens as your mayor, you have lost the city. The man is trying to do the best he can with a much better city council, but people are not given the opportunity. So he's got holds on buildings because, hey, he refused to let corporate companies do that. But who's sitting there listening to him because we too busy worried about what T.I. doing at the club? It's just what it's going to be. But you let Andre lose the city of Atlanta, you lose the city.
Oh,
period.
yes.
You lose it. You lose the blackness, you lose the history, and you lose the pause on corporate companies coming in and taking away. And then we have these conversations about what's being done for black people. Black people in Atlanta don't have too many issues. You have old people who are getting able to stay in their houses in the city of Atlanta. And he had an interview on a radio station in Atlanta about homelessness. And we talk about homelessness all the time, black people being homeless. A lot of our brothers and sisters don't want to be helped. So what you're going to do right now, we got to have an establishment in order to help these people or find help for these people. But if you lose the establishment, you don't get the help. It's simple.
Might be the word.
Might be has spoken. So since we are kind of the last
vote in November, you got to vote.
Period.
Even if you vote independent, put your vote down. If you're going to vote independent, like Randy said, you may go that route. If he gets the vote, it speaks volume on the other parties.
Right.
What am I doing wrong? And we continue not to do that.
Local votes matter too.
Exactly.
But while we're talking about like in the political arena, I know we also wanted to kind of cover a little bit about the Young Thug trial, right? So for myself, I haven't really, I look into it, but I look into too much because I know he is at our jail.
Y'all ain't following Fonny?
He's in Cobb County, right?
Yeah, Cobb County.
That's where I work at. I can take the brothers some snacks if y'all want me to.
You work in the jail?
I work with the cops that see him.
No shit?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Hold on, y'all in the same county.
Yeah.
You in Cobb County?
Yeah.
I'm in Marietta, right there by the stadium.
Okay.
That's hilarious.
Oh, let me find out that you one of Randy's informants.
I am,
shit.
listen, I'm only here to report the facts.
Randy the one that told him what slime meant. She the one that told him that.
But who was
You
that?
call him young? You call him Young Thug? I call him bruh. That's the only thing I know.
That shit is,
Who was that just was on there that was talking and
that shit is hilarious.
lifestyle, Rich Homie Quan.
Rich Homie.
So why they saying stuff about him like now he ain't cool for speak like? But I don't really know because again I don't watch too much because we're not supposed to be like on our computers looking and trying to figure out what's going on because we work there. So I kind of just get it from y'all. What happened with Rich Homie Quan and why they trying to stay here op now?
I don't know, they hate.
The only part I saw with Rich Homie Quan is when they brought up the Rich Gang shit. I don't know nothing about the rest of that.
Lifestyle.
I didn't even know he was incorporated here lately.
Yeah.
He got brought up when they were talking about the Rich Gang shit. But
So what did he agree to something or say it's a gang?
No, he hadn't even been on the stand yet. The only person that's been on the stand is the other dude that's supposed to be a founding member of YSL. That's the only person that's been on stand so far.
Gunna hasn't been on stand?
Oh,
Not yet. I mean, it's coming.
Why he
Because-
so he getting canceled and he ain't even been on stage? Why they been coming for Gunna then?
Well, they fell out a while
So
ago.
this is why they coming for Gunna. When they were in jail and Gunna was trying to get out, if you remember, he was in court. There were two specific questions that lady asked him. She asked him, first off, is YSL a record label and a gang? He said yes. He was not supposed to say yes.
Damn.
Then the other question she asked him, you personally have information that members of YSL have done crimes to benefit the gang? And he said yes.
Oh.
Damn. Question he was not supposed to answer. So that's why Gunna is technically a rat. Now, when that lady asked him if he had personal knowledge, and he said yes, I'm pretty sure part of his deal is you have to come on stand and tell us that knowledge of the things that the gang has done as far as committing crimes. Yeah. So he's coming at some point. But the dude that's on stand now is...
giving a master class on being a witness.
Man, this cat...
That means he talking a lot then?
He's very intelligent. If you look at him, you probably wouldn't think it was, but he's not answering the questions. Like, he's dancing around them.
He's trying, but they are making him answer some stuff.
Yeah, but they not getting no meat and potatoes.
I mean, he is not...
He playing dumb.
And who is he?
I mean, he's playing utterly retarded
He
at
is.
this point.
Mm-hmm. Who is he? He a member?
He's a founding member.
Oh, okay.
Allegedly.
Like, he is one of, from what he's saying, he helped Young Thug start it. But the question they're asking, like Hugh said, he is dancing around them to the point of where it makes him look so like... I didn't start watching it until I saw the part where he was having issues counting the years.
Yes, I was crying. How old were you in this age? What grade was I in?
Yeah, I was like...
the funniest
But why
shit.
he was acting like slow on purpose, you think?
I don't know.
Nobody don't know.
I think he was trained. I think somebody prepped him very well for the stand.
Okay.
Young Thug has a good lawyer because Young Thug's lawyer is flipping stuff around. Like, they were trying to use the color red against Young Thug to say he a blood. But this lawyer is bringing up a bunch of pictures of him in blue. If he in blood, why has he got on all this blue?
Okay.
So
I mean, shit, Nipsey wore different colors too.
that's what
They gotta use anything.
that's what the lawyer's trying to. He's using different things to try to flip it. Like Young Thug is basically a studio gangster. He wasn't actually doing this shit. He's saying that it may have been some people doing crimes, but it wasn't Young Thug.
His attorney is saying
Yeah,
this.
it's basically, he pretty much said it. You the one that was doing all the crimes, not him.
Oh, the guy that he was talking now,
Yeah.
they talking on the founding guy.
Yeah. But it's like 4 or 5 dudes that's got to testify, so we don't know who's going to say what.
I need to know what they feeding him because this nigga is huge.
This nigga done got
He
big
get
as
a
shit.
little thick.
A little?
A little?
A little
This
thin.
nigga damn near Gucci
Jeffrey's
man.
getting a little full.
He got a gut and everything. Young Thug done got.
But this shit is hilarious than a motherfucker, man. It is entertaining in a bit.
I mean,
Speaking
that's
of-
comical.
Speaking of entertainment, I don't know where you was about to go, Randy.
Go ahead.
But I'm gonna switch gears real quick on entertainment because this is something that most, if not all, niggas is on at this time. Is the channel of Tubi.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I ain't been
So
watching that.
you never watched Tubi? You never watched nothing on Tubi?
Nope.
I seen like some
I don't want
clips,
to.
but I ain't never watched like a full movie.
Nothing.
or nothing.
No.
Well,
So
before you
Tubi,
say
let me
that,
tell you about Tubi.
right, I'm going to see what you about to say.
So Tubi it's like a Max or Hulu. It's like
It's a
any
streaming
of those.
service.
It's a streaming platform, and you don't necessarily have to pay a subscription. You don't have to pay a subscription to watch anything on it. You can sign in. It's all free. You just go in there and watch. If you want to keep your place on what you've watched and versus starting over, you just sign in to keep your place. Now, what I learned this week, because I ain't gonna cap, I watched Tubi. Because it'd be some good movies on there, it'd be some classic
some
stuff.
good movies.
It'd be some classic things that I hadn't seen in a while. Like
Yeah.
I watched the 5 Heartbeats, I watched Temptations, I hadn't seen them since
I watched
was a
Fatal
kid.
Attraction.
Fatal
That's all.
Attraction. It's TV shows on there as well that we watch or that may have been on cable, maybe not on air anymore. And they have, sections. They got a black cinema section. They got black, all kind of stuff. Everything is specifically, it's a lot of black. Not all black, but it's a lot of black. And that's something that we talk about. Of course, you see the low-budget movies on there, and
For sure.
you see clips of stupid movies. You be like, that's whack. This production is terrible. But you watch
Silly.
it because it's black movies.
And it's not all like that.
It's not all like that. There's really some good stuff on
Tubi
there.
is the Food Depot of streaming platforms.
Not Food Depot. I
thought
like
Food Depot was
Food
pretty
Depot.
dope.
Cedric the Entertainer has 4 specials that are not on TV.
On Netflix or Tubi. Let me repeat myself. On Netflix or Tubi.
So what I did, what I learned this week though, is that Tubi has over 74 million active watchers.
It does, yes.
That's a
Oh,
lot,
wow.
right?
That's
That's
monthly?
a lot.
That's a lot. Okay, but I'm about to break your neck, and we're gonna go a little further back than just the surface of this, because I also found out that Tubi is owned by Rupert Murdoch.
You said own?
Yeah,
Who is that?
I
So-
thought it was a young black
Rupert.
Rupert Murdoch is the owner of Fox News.
Yep.
Yeah,
What?
he was a former chairperson of Fox
That means
News.
Yeah,
He's
he was
white?
before
Yeah.
the allegation was
Tubi was
that
He
owned
owns
by a young black
Tubi?
he owns Tubi. Here's why this is a problem.
This 92-year-old
Major
man.
problem.
Here's why this is a problem. Because let's go back to the 90s, all right? It's football season.
So who
Everybody
is-
team still playing? Ron, your team? No, they not.
You know what? Moving on.
I've been supporting you, cuz.
You my guy. I
I've
just
been
had to throw that out
supporting you,
there.
bro.
But this is where I'm going.
Yeah, get there.
So every time we watch the Super Bowl, we all look forward to what?
The commercials.
The commercials.
And
In the
The
Super
halftime
halftime
the
performance.
halftime show. Let me tell you who started the Super Bowl halftime show inadvertently. His name is Kenan Ivory Wayans with the TV show In Living Color.
Yep.
Did he?
Yes.
Yes, he did.
He started that. That was the very first one, and it was not associated with the NFL at all. They had their show was on Fox, and what happened was they ran an ad for them doing something during the football halftime show, which took it away from
Their
the
news.
channel who was showing the football game, and they all went over to Fox to watch.
Yep.
Here's where the problems began to lie in, because what Fox started doing was watering down In Living Color. They started showing reruns during the season, which waters down syndication and you lose money. That happened. That's why In Living Color
Phased out.
exactly started to phase off and went off air.
Living Color.
So what that is that is all our eyes, and when I say our eyes, I mean black people watching that. Who watches Tubi?
Black people.
We all watch Tubi. So with us watching Tubi and your movies, the black movies getting put on there because we know we can go there and watch it, guess who is getting the money?
Right.
Again, Fox News.
They got us.
Think about it. What used to come on Fox on Thursday night, Sunday night? Martin, Living Single. All of them shows was Fox shows.
Married with
No, that's not a black show.
Okay.
New York Undercover. All of these was Fox shows. These
Even
shows,
Empire.
Was Living
Even
Single
Empire.
on
yeah,
that too?
all of these shows built Fox. Before that, Fox wasn't shit. They weren't doing nothing. They didn't have no shows. They weren't the big dogs. None of that. That built Fox News. So black folks have inadvertently built Fox and Fox News, and now through Tubi is lining his pockets once again.
So are you trying to say we shouldn't watch Tubi now?
I'm not saying what you should or should not do, because I can't tell y'all what to do. All I'm doing is reporting the news. And the news is that us niggas are the ones who are funding everything. As always, we know this, though. We fund all of this, and little do we know, Tubi is the one that we
I
really
thought
been
Tubi
funding.
was owned by a young black dude.
No.
I thought it was black on too.
That's
I was
not-
trying to
That nigga
support.
parade around talking about he on Tubi.
Does not.
Netflix or Tubi.
People should have known, but we don't pay attention.
So it
We so
says he
busy
steps
enjoying it.
down as the co-chair of Tubi owner. This was on September the 21st. Mr. Rupert Murdoch.
So you think he ain't got no money in that motherfucker?
This nigga named Rupert.
Okay, this is okay. He's Australian. Okay, yeah. I just did not know this, but it's because I have a lot of my friends whose movies are on Tubi. I think and ours is on Amazon Prime. But I mean, at the end of the day, like if some of that money is going to go towards these black actors, this viewership.
At what cost, though? Like, so this goes to ownership. Like, we need our own. We have to have our own. Like, Tyler Perry, Byron Allen, like, they should have a platform where all of that content can and should go. Because I would hope it's black owned. I would hope.
Yeah.
You know, it appears to be.
If Byron would do it, yes.
Yeah.
So it would appear to be like that's where it should be happening. Like we shouldn't be funneling and funding these people who put a black face, Carol's daughters, a black face out, and it's actually not run by black people.
Carol's daughter's not by black.
They were, but
What?
they like sold it or
There's
something.
so many things. Moisture. What's that? What's the moisture?
Shea Moisture.
Moisture. It's not black.
It's not. It's,
Do
it's
Puffy
not.
still on Revolt?
I don't know.
Not no more.
No, he stepped down after that whole
Stepped
scandal.
down.
He stepped on down from there.
Yeah, man.
Well, I mean, I get what you're saying. I do believe in black ownership, so we keep our black dollars in. But it's just a catch-22 because if there are still black people on these networks that are still getting coins or checks or supported by that, like, you're still helping in some type of way. But I feel you. The full ownership is the best ownership.
We should have been had something with all the money we have in our community.
No facts.
It should have
I
been
think
a
we got
network
the
for
most
us.
bread. I ain't gonna lie.
It should have been a network for us already.
We got the most bread.
No, I agree, but what you said about like it being catch-22, I mean, it kind of just goes back to like Taraji P. Henson. She had her whole emotional breakdown over not being paid fairly, but she still is getting paid. People could say, but at the same time, she's still not getting paid her worth. So it's like if we keep overlooking this and going to like the quote-unquote, well, small picture, because the big picture is we're getting fucked in the ass.
Right.
But if we go back to the small picture, people are getting coins. Like it's just kind of simple. So that's the only thing I can say about that one.
We keep talking about all this money, but where are we putting it into? Because we do have these people in this industry who are trying to have these networks and they're trying to stream. But if we're not willing to put the dollar into it, your Sarah, Stephanie Stallworth, an Atlanta media personality, 30 years in the business, has her own streaming platform.
Yep.
You have to be able to put money into it.
Yep.
Everybody has this stuff. Like I said, with the Griot, that's what's the Byron Allen. That's his black-owned streaming network. You can get it on Hulu. You can get it stream just the app, whatever you want to do. But you talking about the same, like you say, these people trying to promote their movies. You got to be able to accept these movies for what it's worth. And they talk about Tyler Perry, they dog Tyler Perry, but a lot of people get jobs with this.
Hello?
Man. It is black owned. And you talking about, we interviewed
He showed put money in my pocket.
we
Thank you,
interviewed
Mr.
Myra
Perry.
J last year. Myra J, like she said, she
yeah.
does not miss a check because she has been able to write. She wrote early in the 90s, but one of her big pickups was also being able to write for Tyler Perry. And still, and like she said, she don't miss no check.
Yeah.
She does not miss a check, but we got to be able to put money in these platforms. Roland Martin has and that's what I heard that about Tubi.
You heard that with him?
We're Roland, but he
Okay,
has the
I'm
Black
about to
Star
look that up.
Network. Now, Roland's been streaming since he
Yeah,
was let
since he
go
left
from
at
CNN.
Yeah.
And then TV One stopped him from doing the News One Now show.
Yeah.
And so once he moved on from that, he continued as a contributor in radio, but he started Roland Martin Unfiltered, and now he owns the Black Star Network. And they put money into it, but you got to get more people to put money into it.
But I didn't even think about the one that Isaac Hayes created, the app Fanbase.
Yeah.
It's just like we have these different platforms in it, but I don't get why the support is not. It does because I mean
We think backwards. We want the big check to come in
Yeah.
first, so we cater to those individuals. That's who we go after. And so they've, like I said, they've gone after Tyler Perry so much. But if you ask again, reading is fundamental. If you sit down and look at the credits of all the people he hires behind the scenes, and he's not the only person listed as a writer. When he started, he said it.
Yep.
I wrote all this because listen, my baby got to go the way it got to go.
Yeah.
Watch his documentary on Amazon. I thought it was really, really good. But now when you watch those credits, when you watch who the people writing for him, man, he is employing a lot of people, black women and black men, to write these shows and to put these shows together. But a lot of these they're looking for the big check. Byron Allen don't need that. He don't need it. And so you watching the stuff, he's created his own award show, the Griot Awards.
Yep.
Like he's done it by himself because he has the money. But with the other platforms, they are catering to, like you said, Isaac Hayes Jr., he's catering to the big check. He ain't responding to me and you on social media, but if somebody else responds to him, I follow him, and I follow the combativeness of his timeline,
and negativity,
and it's only going after people that's going to bring him numbers, because that's the world we live in. I got to get this big check to continue funding instead of getting the $10 from everybody else, because the $10 from everybody else don't look big. we're impatient.
Exactly.
And we say we have the right to be impatient, but I tell people all the time, I was raised by somebody born in 1917. Her grandparents were freed slaves. Like don't make it. My great grandmother just died in 2023. Like in 2022, I mean, and then 2023. Like I'm around 90-year-old people. We are still a young black society is young. We are very young, and we are very impatient.
Yeah.
I mean, with fan base, it's like a music artist coming up to you like, yo, I do Christian rap. You don't hear that shit. You don't hear that. But versus somebody like Boosie come up like, yo, check my mixtape out. You know, you gonna listen to that because you a Boosie fan, fan. But it's like nobody's gonna sign up for fan base. They're gonna stay on Twitter for the simple fact. You know why? Yeah. Twitter has everything on there we need. Porn.
That's porn. I don't want you gonna start with that.
I'm serious. Like,
I know. I'm trying to look at this auto
porn on fan base. Like, come on now.
I think what the turnoff with fan base was, it was more like a subscription base.
Yeah.
Like, we get social media for free. Why would I pay
I'm not paying for that.
For social media? Like, if they'd offered it for free, and I think, and I could be wrong, I have it, but I've never actually gone and created an account. Like, I would actively use it. I'd go on and sign up and use it if it didn't say I need to pay. Yeah. I would.
Look how many people pay for blue checks on Instagram.
Hello.
Exactly.
They're gonna pay.
The same thing with X and Twitter. People talk about Elon a lot, and sometimes he deserves to get talked about. But the platform is going to be what it is. He's taking that platform and he's run with it.
We still call it Twitter, though.
I'm not calling it. Still call it Twitter, but like either you're going to have your free account, as we're talking about, or you can have the extra account, the subscription that you can get all of the extra benefits if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Lastly, I just wanted to talk about the teacher getting fired from Harvard. No, the president being fired from, or stepping down. Yeah, stepping down. But
that was bogus.
That exactly. And then
white people, but I don't understand why that is the person who's leading you, who also has a black wife. Don't get me wrong. I'm not.
Oh, you got a black wife?
Yeah, that don't make it no better.
Don't make nothing.
No,
it actually makes it worse. Because why did you allow this person to come into our community to run the college? And she was having an issue. She was already battling severe depression and anxiety. She was having an issue with him. She talked to the board of regents, who she was supposed to talk to about the issue. They told her, that's not our problem. Y'all work it out. So to get her point across, she committed suicide. And she wrote a lengthy email talking about the times that she's tried to reach out, how he was rude to her, mean to her, wasn't listening. Her reaching out to the board of regents, and nobody was listening to this black woman in education.
And she felt to kill herself was the way to get the point. I just don't agree with that.
I mean, I get it, and everybody doesn't, but you have to understand that a person who's battling depression and anxiety, they're not
already
going to think the same way you're going to think about it. And we have to be careful with responding so quickly like that with a person, because she's still...
Well, you said depression, and I missed that part, because that's key. Yeah. If you did not say she was depressed and she did that,
I did.
It's still...
Yeah, outside of that, I get it. But to off yourself, you have to be dealing with something mentally, my take. Yeah. But, reeling it back in, she did kill herself to get I won't say to get the point across, but to bring light to it. Okay. Bring light to what was going on, because she wasn't heard in this realm. Right. She was just so rude, too.
I'm about to say, I think she would, but I just don't. Because I've been in a state of depression before, but I've never been in a state where I want to kill myself, and to feel like this is going to be the answer, which we don't know. We were kind of speculating based off of the email, but that's just all types of, and because for something to be like that, that should still be bigger news. Like I didn't see it on any TV station.
It's not gonna make.
And that's what I'm saying. It should. That's so.
But in our community, I've been seeing it from LinkedIn to Twitter, Instagram. It's all over every platform.
I saw LinkedIn, but I didn't see anything on the news. To me, socialism, but I didn't see nothing on the news.
Well, not locally. It's probably not gonna be here, but in that area, in the Midwest, it's probably on the news. But it's gonna be a small bit. You know, if it bleeds, it leads. That would lead in certain places, but here that's not going to make a huge.
Especially if the white man has something to do with it. You know what I mean?
Because but we hear about the judge. I mean, the Harvard.
It's Harvard, and she spoke in front of congressional. That's real huge, and she was accused of plagiarism. Yep. Like that's going to make bigger news. That's a white Ivy League school.
With
You
a
think
black
about,
person that's stepping down from
First
it.
black
Yeah.
president and second woman
Yeah.
in Harvard's 400
that's
years.
bigger than
In the
that.
fastest to get out fired though.
Yeah,
7
she was
months.
the fastest. Yeah, that was just. I mean, I
I'm
hated
still
that
saying
happened, but
fired.
I'm not 100% shocked at how that happened because, you know, just like we got President Obama, but you still have so many people that try to be against. I felt like a black woman at Harvard, that sounds so great to be the president, but there was a part of me that felt like, ooh, I don't know if they're ready for that.
Yeah.
And sure enough, she was out. So I hate that, but I just.
Something so minute too.
On
That's what it is,
purpose.
but I
On
feel like
purpose. They found anything. They searched to find.
No, that's not why she was out. It contributed, but it was. They said she made anti-Semitic
Yeah.
remarks, which we know how that.
We
goes.
know.
We
Yeah,
see how that ages in the U.S.
But I'm sad about Miss Lincoln. But when you talk about it, that makes us bring about one last thing so we can go ahead and.
Miss Candia Bailey.
What's her name?
Candia Bailey. That's her
Candia
last
Bailey.
name.
Okay, I'm gonna look her. That is just. But speaking of death, that's just so sad. I also want to take a moment. You know, we had our guest on our show around this time. Actually, we had him in February of last year. Mr. Devo, we called him. His name was DeVille. But Devo and Harrelson, and he had just opened up a black streaming app called Food and Lifestyle Television, where you can watch various cooking shows, you can watch some lifestyle shows. And unfortunately, he passed away earlier this week, unexpected. And you know, that really was just a sad one. We had him on the show. Was you here when you were here when we got I think Q was the only one that wasn't here when we did talk with him.
I don't remember who I was here.
But
the opportunity of what he wanted to do with this app, just to talk about, just to enhance black culture from the food aspect, the brunch aspect, and why it's so important in our culture. He brought definitely a different twist to it.
Is that the dude the one like the cooking show?
No, Eddie, you got to know him too. So.
Yeah, I interned at the Food and Lifestyle TV place. It was really nice. It was he was always welcoming. He always looked out for me and Zay. We just had a really good time. He was a really genuine person, and so this is really shocking and heartbreaking, honestly.
Yeah, I know they're gonna drop his memorial stuff later this early next week, and we'll definitely share it. So I'm definitely just want to pray for the Food and Lifestyle family, the other founder Jay who was the other owner, and one of their big contributors, Shala. You know, just uplifting. It's just, you know, you just never know, man, and that's why I say to all of us, like, you got to make sure you're taking care of your health. You know, I think that as a culture, and it's like we have to do better, just preparing ourselves if something does happen. Yeah. You know, not to say nothing that he didn't, but I know some of my relatives, you know, don't have no policy, don't have any life insurance, and it's just like tomorrow is just really not promised. So to my black brothers and sisters, like, you got to look out for yourself, for the future, for the people that you're leaving behind, and just make sure, pay that some is as low, some is $9. $12 a month, like, pay that. Get yourself a life insurance so that you can be able to help your family just in case it's your time to go. So, rest in power.
I definitely agree with you on the life insurance thing. Like, unfortunately, in my family, I had a passing a couple years ago, and my uncle literally sat in the funeral home for like a few months because he didn't have life insurance, and it was like he didn't have kids either. So it was like, who's like, it came down to who was gonna pay, but even that was drama, and it caused a lot of family drama. So it's like deaths cause drama in families, minorities mostly, because of funds, and it's like we need to just take preventative steps. I think it's really important to take those steps, get that life insurance, like focus on that, because it just causes a downward spiral right after. Like, you see the person's here and then they die, and then it causes nothing but drama. So
I'm just gonna give a shout out to my daddy, because I know I haven't talked to y'all about that, but I know, like, when I went home for the holiday weekend, like, my dad had those 3 minor heart attacks.
Oh no.
Yeah, he had 3 mild heart attacks, and it had to do with he was on dialysis. But they found out like every time he was going through the treatment, it was like squeezing his heart. That as they were recycling or washing the blood, it was putting pressure on his heart, and that's why he was having these mild heart attacks. And I just remember just crying because I believe that's some of the issues what may have happened with Mr. Harrelson there, his heart issues, and it just makes me sad because like I was like, oh my God, am I gonna lose my dad this year? And you know, I just tell people like you just got to take care of your health. Thank God he's okay. You know, he's all right. They find out what the problem was, so they went ahead and minimize how many times he go to dialysis, so it's not so much wear and tear on his heart. But you know, that was just something that really starts from his kidney, and it affected his heart, and that was hereditary. You know, so and there's a couple members of my family who have died because of kidney issues, and his just unfortunately started to trail up to his heart. So I know for me for 2024, like it's all about self-care, like my health, making sure I go, because you know, I'm tired of with y'all, what you say, well, speaking of, I'm having another candy moment with y'all, so I went to the ENT, right, y'all, I found out I have 40% hearing loss. Okay. And the reason why is because I have massive fluid behind my ear. I found it wasn't my eardrum. I didn't know hearing aid, but fluid from these damn allergies. 40%, I can't hear shit. But they did the test behind to make sure I could hear shit. I was like, okay, I ain't fully deaf, but I'm making sure I'm taking care of that this year. What
part? Hearing aid this year?
I don't need a hearing aid. They said it, damn it, my eardrum is fine. I just gotta get this fluid drained. I have to have a procedure and have it drained.
How many times did I call her name earlier?
Listen.
Yes.
I
told him. I said she can't hear. I'm not saying that just to say
She kept setting up the camera. I'm like, Randy.
Randy is the second oldest.
Randy. I started beating on the set. Randy. And she was like, hi.
Hey, Q, we need to get life insurance plans. Right?
We do.
They the oldest.
Anyway.
We'll hold the policy too.
Hey, what you want to talk about? Scarface. What happened with Scarface? And if folks don't know, we coming back. This is after King Day. Like, this is King Week. The Chiefs are still in the playoffs.
Chiefs are still in the playoffs. Oh, wait a minute.
Sorry.
No, I can't.
Cowboys didn't make it.
No, it ain't me.
What is
I
it?
know. You know I'm from Cleveland.
Oh, yeah. I was rooting for y'all.
I was too.
I ain't gonna lie.
Where's Cleveland
I was
team? The
not.
Bears?
Browns.
Brown.
Oh, the Browns.
Browns.
Oh, that's Chicago.
Sorry. What's going with
Wrong
this?
seat.
I mean, because the Browns.
Black coach, black quarterback, and Jonathan Bernard. He's from Atlanta. Go ahead.
But Scarface is from Houston.
That's right.
And we are here now. Scarface did a Tiny Desk, NPR Tiny Desk, man. If you're not familiar with those, you are missing out on life because your favorite artist has probably done a Tiny Desk. If not, some music artist that you've grown up on, that you have had music to shape your life, has done a Tiny Desk from Juvenile to Usher
I
to
love
Tim,
Juvenile.
Layla Hathaway.
to Ty Tribbett. Like, there's, listen, the Tiny Desk is the best thing that probably could have happened to non-concerts concerts,
Yeah.
in the sense. He did do one, man. He did 5 songs.
Legendary.
It was very, very, very legendary because it put me in my feelings. I ain't gonna lie, man. It really took me back to the 90s. I don't know. I'm lost for words. Marlon said he watched it 20 times.
I
can see
literally
that.
20 times.
It's that good.
Road trips and at home, just cleaning the house.
It's
I watched it.
that good.
Scarface is one of my top 5 greatest of all time.
Absolutely. Top
And
3.
that Tiny Desk showed exactly why.
And people they sleep on Scarface, or if they didn't grow up. And here's the thing with hip hop: if you're not prevalent at the moment, or if you ain't had a hit in the last 10 years, then people turn their nose up and they're like, who is that?
Yeah.
Man, listen, hip hop is not based on that. It's not based on extreme longevity. Like, yeah, you put the work in, you're around, but when you disappear, that does not change what solidified you in the game.
Scarface has hella great music. It's just
It does. Soulful
Scarface
music.
doesn't have like a lot of
He's not
radio
commercial.
play.
Right.
He's not commercial.
Exactly.
Like, unless you know about Scarface, you don't know
They
shit
probably
about
know Scarface from My Block. That's probably their first introduction. To
Yeah,
Scarface.
that was
radio.
my mind's playing tricks on it.
Yeah.
That
Maybe-
was my mom.
Maybe that. Was that radio?
That was
Yes.
radio. That was
Was it?
radio.
That was low. I know that was
But
early
that's
90s.
that's one of the very few. You could probably count on your hand how many times
One hand.
a Scarface song has been in
My Block
consistent
and Mind's Playing
rotation.
Tricks on it. That's the only ones that I heard
Which
on the
one?
radio. My Block and Mind's Playing Tricks.
Smile.
I didn't really hear Smile.
Smile wasn't a radio hit.
It wasn't. That wasn't a radio hit. No. But the thing about Scarface is a lot of OGs in the game respect him. They shout him
they
out.
better.
They shout him out on the
DMX
radio.
loved him.
They better.
They shout out to Uncle Face. I'm like, okay, they showing love to him, but he's never gonna be the commercial guy. But I'm glad he's not, because I don't want to hear a commercial Scarface. I don't.
I wouldn't even know like how to feel if I heard like a commercial Scarface song.
And guess who's back? Remember that one?
Oh yeah, that was commercial. That was
You know what,
commercial.
though?
Radio.
That song he got with Jay-Z and Big
I was
Sean,
just about to say, "This Can't Be Life" is his greatest verse.
I have to play those like back to back. Like I play
Greatest verse might be extreme, but if there's 5 verses to put Scarface on, that verse is probably number 2 out of all the Scarface music that I listen to, because the theme of the song and what he's talking about, that shit makes you want to cry. And it ain't many songs that tug at your heartstrings like that.
He's a storyteller.
He is. Those are my favorite.
Well, I don't say this was done in December, and Scarface, along with Rakim, were awarded the inaugural Hip Hop Grandmaster Award from the newly launched Paid in Full Foundation.
Deserved.
Oh,
Well
nice.
So,
deserved.
and that
Right.
includes financial prize and health care.
Well deserved.
Absolutely. Scarface is a legend. Like you said, Tiny Desk, y'all definitely got to check it out. So it was done in December. So that's
Yeah.
NPR.
Shout out to Brad, Terrence, Jordan.
I've been listening to Fuckface back to back to back to back.
That didn't
Right
age
after
well.
that
That didn't age
one.
well.
It did not.
That's gonna be our homework assignment.
That didn't age well at
It's
all.
too funny. As I walk inside the studio and do this
I think I
legit,
know.
I get a phone call from one of my niggas. Oh my gosh.
Wait a minute. What's y'all homework?
Huh? What?
Who the
to
hell?
Scarface.
Listen to Scarface.
No, I know. I remember him from the Ghetto Boys, and I remember like
Listen, Randy from Texas, and she don't even know who.
How
What
I
part
just
of
said,
Texas she's from?
like fuck my what fuck. I don't know. I haven't
You
heard
know,
it.
Fuckface was too short. Devin to do
Maybe I
it.
don't know the name of the song. I'm like, what?
She's like, yeah, like fuck my face. I mean, fuck my face.
I'm like, what is this? I don't know this song.
Listen,
Whoa. NPR, we need a Jamie Foxx one. ASAP.
Oh
that
yes.
would be
ASAP.
crazy.
Oh my god.
What Jamie Foxx do you want to hear though? I don't like commercial Jamie Foxx.
I don't like commercial Jamie Foxx either.
What do we consider
So I'm saying-
commercial?
I just want to hear him play. And
Piano and the microphone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
You don't
would
need
like
no
to-
band.
It's gotta
you don't
be.
need no
It's
background.
gonna be all of that. It's gonna be all of
No,
that.
we know.
I
But
love that
I don't
song.
care for commercial.
No, I got you. I
I
got
mean,
you.
commercial Jamie is Tank. That's
Oh.
it's Tank.
If he do,
Get off the air.
Wow,
That's how it goes.
Okay.
my favorite Jamie Foxx song is "I Wish."
Yes.
It's Tank.
Yes. I second that.
Tank wrote all that shit. It's Tank.
Tank wrote them songs.
What?
Listen to
Tank
listen
been
to,
Shut
more
up,
music
Jamie
than you
Foxx didn't write
understand.
his.
listen to Jamie Foxx's songs. You can hear Tank
Tank
singing
all
this
through
shit.
them.
It's Tank.
I mean, oh my god. I
Tank
got
wrote
some
this
more.
shit. Tank wrote Unpredictable, I believe. He wrote all that shit. That's
Tank still doing the R&B podcast.
Yeah, he is.
I
R&B
love
Money.
it.
Yeah.
Really good podcast.
Play this girl.
Anyway, shout out to Tank. Because you know, he came to Kiss 104, gave the nice, beautiful hug. Shout out to that man. But anyway, guys.
104 is radio in Atlanta. People know what you're talking about.
That's okay. That's just
Syndicated
not a
podcast.
Tank. It's just, he's always my celebrity crush, you know, but
There we go.
just a crush.
I get it.
Everybody has a crush.
Mr. O'Craig, come get your woman.
Maybe I deserve.
Yes, you do, baby. But anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed this season 7, episode 1. We biz back. Marlon, again, I want to just thank you so much for coming. So you gonna be like a regular and shit, right?
I would love to. I mean, if y'all got
Them
it.
tour days is crazy.
I was like, you the one that's booked
Yeah,
and
what's
busy.
up?
Tour days
Put out the
crazy.
dates. What you got coming up?
I'm on the R&B tours right now.
Mm-hmm. Key Sweat.
No.
Shy, Bobby V,
Ugh.
Lloyd, Sammy, all them guys.
You was just with Bobby
Drew.
Brown? Why you look at Bobby like that? What was he doing on stage, bro?
Bobby was getting Bobby Brown gets frustrated so easily. So when they fuck up his sound during sound check, he just stand there and give him that look. And in my mind, all I hear is, I know y'all getting bored. Dealing with them. I love that song, and I do it every time I see him. He's like, don't start. I'm like, you gotta let the jacket hang off, Bobby.
You do.
I know you
Run out there, bro.
Run out, bro.
He's like, I don't remember that video. I'm like, I bet you don't,
No,
nigga.
you're
I know
right.
you don't. But that, I just have, that's my
Trying
other
to save Ja
part-time
Rule
job.
career.
Oh, and then February 1st through 3rd, I'm with Brandon T at the Atlanta Comedy Theater.
Oh.
The Atlanta Comedy
Comedy
Theater.
Theater.
I'm out there, and then my birthday's the 7th, so
I was
I'll
like,
be
you in
acting
February?
up.
Okay, yeah.
Yep, so I'll be acting up that whole week. I might not, I might take an edible, might not. We'll see.
Oh, yeah, we don't need you fucking up the last time. Y'all gotta go back to the archives. Baby.
And nigga
He
woke
was
up
no
Thursday
good.
like a
Nigga, it was literally another day when I woke up. I'm like, where am I? He was like, you had 3 shows today. You missed them all. I did? Okay. Shit. Yeah, so yeah, that's what I got coming up so far, guys. So if you're in Atlanta, February 1st to the 3rd, I'll be at Atlanta Comedy Theater. So
Tell them how to follow you, Marlon.
at Marlan Comedy, Marlan Comedy. All one word.
Just like that. Don't make it complicated, folks.
Please don't.
All right, so we're gonna be back at it. It's going down again next week. We have we got a couple guests. We got another person who's been on the show a couple times. Shout out to Carl Agard. He gonna come in and what he talking about this time, Q?
We're gonna talk about the housing market.
Cause he know all
In
about
addition
it.
to, he does.
He got
Know
books
all
and
about it.
everything, like
Buku
super knowledgeable.
books. Absolutely, and he's done it. So it's a
Yeah,
good
he's
person to have on the team.
multimedia, right? He's doing like
Yeah.
He does.
management.
Yep. He does the Boss Excel magazine, which I wrote an article for them
Yay.
on that. But yeah, we're gonna do some things.
So shout out to Carl. That's one of the cool noobs. Okay, and then we're gonna have Aisha, who is the owner of House of Content ATL, which is like a content space out in Decatur. Words greater. And so she's going to come and tell us a little bit about her space because, y'all, that may be like we're going to have our next live show. So you got to make sure that you tap in. Make sure you're following us on all social media platforms. That is Black, Educated, and Broke. And just so you know, like, our slogan is Black, Educated, and Broke, # but not for long, okay? Because when we started in 2018, woo, we have came leaps and bounds in 2024, okay?
Growth.
So there's that.
Growth.
Did I leave anything out, Mr. Rinaldi?
I think we're straight.
We fired everybody. We back now.
See y'all next week.
Everybody's replaceable.